and good evening, everyone. We're waiting for more attendees to come in. Good evening, good afternoon from all the parts of the world. A very warm welcome to MSM and St. Mary's University STMU Agent E-Summit 2020 Live. Thank you for connecting with us today. You're here with MSM and STMU team, and we will ensure that this session will clearly add value to your knowledge and experience for St. Mary's University, Calgary, Alberta. As we all know that IELTS centers have started opening up, and eventually we're hoping that travel restrictions will be released, lifted. So we can certainly expect some positive results for all our students. Till then, let us utilize our time in knowing more about St. Mary's University. This session will be taken by none other than our Recruitment and Community Engagement Officer, Ms. Kim Tam, and our Admissions Officer, Annie and Ilana with us. Before we start, we would like to take you through the basic features of Zoom webinar. So please note that this is a webinar and your mics and videos will be off during the webinar. Any questions related to STMU, please put up in your Q&A section. And for further technical questions, you can put them on your chat box. I will not take much of your time, and now I'm handing over to Kim to take you through STMU presentation.
Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Kim. I am the Recruitment and Community Engagement Officer at St. Mary's University. So that means I meet with prospective students, discuss admission requirements, and see how their career prospects and what they would like to do fits in with what we can offer at St. Mary's. So first, I would like to share a video for St. Mary's. So give me 1 second here.
St. Mary's University, a school founded in the Catholic intellectual tradition, open to all, welcoming international students from around the world.
St. Mary's University is very diverse. We have students and faculty from different countries.
Canada is a mosaic, and St. Mary's is really in line with that.
A beautiful campus overlooking one of the largest urban parks in North America.
We do have Fish Creek Park. It's really beautiful, especially in the summer.
With degree programs that can lead to careers in business, law, science, medicine, and teaching.
St. Mary's can really personalize their application process. We have the academic advisors that you can always touch base with to talk about your needs, your concerns. Know that there are people here who are willing to help.
St. Mary's makes its home in Calgary, Canada, a modern, clean, safe city of 1.5 million people. An ethnically diverse city that celebrates many cultures.
Whatever you are looking for in terms of culture, Calgary is very, very diverse, and you'll be able to find a community that you'll fit in with.
I think for me, the benefit has been learning about other cultures.
A city surrounded by natural beauty and spectacular outdoor adventure.
If you really love the mountains, you get to do lots of hiking, skiing. The average class size is about 20 to 25, depending on what you're taking. You're going to have lots of engagement, not only with your professor, but also with your classmates.
It makes it very easy for students to feel at home. It's really a community and a family.
A welcoming university experience like no other. St. Mary's, discover your passion, define your success. Visit our website at www.stmu.ca.
All right, so that was the video that we had. It's really wonderful and kind of gives a great overview of our university. So now I'm going to go into my PowerPoint. One second here. All right. So you should all be able to see now. So I wanted to introduce our beautiful country and province and our city a little bit before I delve into our university. So first we have Canada, if you haven't heard of it, I hope you have. Canada is the second largest country in the whole wide world, and we have a population of approximately 37 million people. So it's a really beautiful landscape and lots of space between people. It's fit for both winter and summer activities. Canadians are known for being really kind and polite and helpful. We really value multiculturalism and encourage it in Canada, and we recognize the value of all races, all ethnic groups, all languages and religions. Now here's a fun fact: if you've ever listened to Drake or Justin Bieber, they are Canadians. And contrary to popular belief, we do not live in igloos and ride polar bears to work, unfortunately. So here I have pictured just some winter activities and summer activities that you can do in Canada. And this is the beautiful city of Toronto. Now, Calgary is located inside the province of Alberta. It is home to the Rocky Mountains. So you can see a bunch of mountains in all these photos back here. And it is the site of the ever famous Lake Louise. You'll find plenty of opportunities in the summer, such as this wolf-shaped Peyto Lake that you can go hiking at, or you can try skiing and snowboarding. We have lots of resorts nearby. And you can also take a road trip to North America's biggest mall in Edmonton. While we do get our fair share of snow in Alberta, we also frequently get warm Chinook winds, and that melts it away really, really quickly. So it's nice if you are a little adverse to the cold. Now, Calgary is home to approximately 1.3 million people. It was voted as the most livable.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we are getting low voice in between.
Oh, hear me better now? Hello?
No.
Sorry, can you hear me better now? I'm trying to speak louder.
It is echoing much.
Okay. Sorry, I'll try to speak louder. Just let me know if you can hear me or if you can't hear me.
Maybe I think you should adjust your mic.
1 second. I will just share your for a second.
I guess, Kim, you can log off and then you can log in so that, yeah, you can log in through the same link. Yeah, we're very sorry, everyone. We're trying to fix this up. Technical glitches do happen at times. So yeah, we're trying to fix this up. Kim will be joining us again. Yeah, so Kim is here.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I believe that now we are able to hear you better, so you can share your screen.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay.
That's perfectly okay.
Oh,
We can
sorry,
see technically.
I think you have to change the settings so that I can share my screen.
Are you able to share your screen now?
No, it says that it's still disabled on my end.
Okay, so just 1 second. Our team will let you share that.
Sorry for the delay, everyone. You know how technology can be sometimes.
But thank you everyone for keeping your patience with us.
Yeah.
Just a second.
There we go. It is now up again. All right, so we should be back in action. All right, where was I? So Calgary was voted as the most livable city in North America and 4th in the world. So it even beat out Toronto and Vancouver. We are a mountain high city, and the climate is very, very dry here. Temperatures are mild, especially when you compare it to most of Canada, even when it's cold. And it's very, very sunny actually. In fact, the sun shines an average of 2,300 hours per year, making Calgary one of the sunniest major cities in Canada. But our weather can be a little bit unpredictable. You'll find that Calgary is very safe, our population density is very low, and so our quality of life is quite high, and our housing is very, very abundant. Now, we have a reasonable cost of living in Calgary, which is a very pleasant surprise for many people. It's more affordable to live in Calgary than in many other large North American cities, and that's because our provincial tax, our personal income tax, inheritance taxes in Alberta were among the lowest in the country. And our provincial healthcare insurance is free. And another bonus, Alberta is the only province without a sales tax. So students come here and they can save quite a lot more money as opposed to studying in perhaps another city. Now, our closeness to the Rocky Mountains means that you can be surrounded by nature within an hour. So lots of our residents take advantage of this through hikes and winter or summer activities. We also have high culture of classical music and fine art to pop culture of movies, professional sports, and rock and roll in our city. So you'll find various activities like street and music festivals, sporting events like our hockey team, the Calgary Flames, on the bottom right. And the most famous one for our city is called Stampede. It is the world's greatest show on earth, is what we say. And for 10 days in July, our city is alive with games, rides, music, food, and amazing shows like the rodeo. So it's very, very special and unique to Calgary. Now, going into our university a little bit, we are a liberal arts and sciences university located in the south end of Calgary, right next to Fish Creek Park, which is actually the second largest urban park in North America. So we often get deer, not cougars, coyotes, bobcats roaming around on campus. Now, here in St. Mary's, we are a Catholic university, but we are not a Bible college. So what that means is we are founded on the Catholic intellectual tradition, and we want to educate students on becoming thoughtful members of society who can contribute back. We are open to all. You absolutely do not have to be Catholic. And we don't have programs focused on becoming a minister or something like that, but we do offer several religious studies courses if that is something students are interested in. Now, this is an aerial view of our entire campus. So as you can see, it is quite small. St. Mary's has about 1,200 students this year. So we are one of the smaller universities in Calgary. In comparison to the largest university, they have over 30,000 students. So our population fits into theirs approximately 10 times. It's absolutely wonderful because as a result, you develop really close-knit campus connections. So with your professor, with your classmates, and that means that you're going to be getting the one-on-one help that you need, and you're really developing those relationships, which can lead to potential references for graduate school or professional programs like law school, veterinary medicine, or even a future job connection itself. As you heard in the video, we do not have lecture halls, and so our maximum class size is 40, but our average class size is closer to 20 to 25. And also this applies to our staff and faculty as well. So if students really need help, our staff and faculty often recognize students by name, and so they are able to give that high quality of help to students as we get to know them as a person. So what can you take at St. Mary's? We offer Bachelor of Arts degrees in General Studies, Liberal Studies, and you can pick a concentration, one of 13, English, History, Psychology, and Social Justice and Catholic Studies. So this is a brand new program that we started last year in fall, and it is the first of its kind in Western Canada. So if you're interested in working in human rights, social services, working in communities, that might be the program for your students. The Bachelor of Science in Biology is absolutely fantastic because of our proximity to Fish Creek Park, meaning lots of students get hands-on experience doing wet labs out in the park. We also have the Bachelor of Education. It is a 2-year program, and that means that students must complete their first degree, a 3-year or 4-year degree in arts or science, and then the education portion is 2 years afterwards. Our education program is absolutely incredible. Last year, 8 out of the 11 nominees for the Edwin Parr Award, which is for outstanding first-year teachers, they were from St. Mary's, and 3 out of the 4 were winners. So absolutely fantastic. We offer a business transfer program as well. So you can start a business degree with us and then transfer to either University of Lethbridge, University of Calgary, or Mount Royal University here. We also have prerequisite courses to get into law school, veterinary medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, all sorts of professional programs. So even if our list looks quite small at first, there's lots of programs you can start with us. The only things that you cannot start with us, unfortunately, are nursing and engineering. Now, part of your degree at St. Mary's is getting these general skills that are adaptable to whatever career. So whether a student is coming to study biology, psychology, we encourage them to take courses in everything from social sciences to fine arts to humanities, because we believe that this will help nurture the soft skills they need in order to be adaptable and flexible to whatever industry they go to. So for example, those communication skills, those research skills, they're all very, very important, and students can receive those as part of their education here. So a lot of our students get involved in extracurricular activities, including athletics. So we compete on a national level in cross-country running, track, and basketball. Our basketball team is very, very strong, especially our women's. In the last 3 years, they have won gold once and silver twice. And our men's basketball team is always looking for some strong contenders to help join them. We also have a fitness center on campus, and it is included with students' tuition fees. And so they can work out with a personal trainer if they so wish to, or if they want to work out before or after classes on their own. It's a great way to stay healthy. We also have campus recreation available, so if they would like to take classes in yoga or taekwondo, for example, they can go with a friend, and it's a really nice way, again, to stay healthy and active and with a friend. We also have lots of clubs on campus. There's supposed to be an image here of one of our clubs, and I don't know where it went, but they're everything from both hobby as well as to academic. So for example, if you want to play lots of board games, or you love to role play and you want to play Dungeons and Dragons, we have clubs like that for fun. We also have more academic type clubs. So for example, the Education Society, Psychology Association, the Historical Society. And if you are very into volunteering, social justice is one of the core values of St. Mary's. Over 50% of our students volunteer, whether it be on campus or off campus. And so we do take pride in having that opportunity to connect with your community on campus or off campus. So examples of that are the Students for Social Justice Club. They were very, very passionate about reducing plastic waste. So they fundraised to have these wonderful fancy water bottle filling stations on campus, and we were the first Alberta university to stop selling bottled water on campus. Since then, some other universities have taken suit. We also have the President's Volunteer Team. So once a month with the president of our university, you can go volunteer at local charities. So it's a fantastic way to, again, connect with more people on your campus, especially the president. I don't know of many universities where you get that opportunity to engage so closely and intimately with your president. So fantastic. We also have lots of Indigenous initiatives on campus. We strive to support all Indigenous students through community partnerships, celebrations of heritage and cultural practices, so that we can have an inclusive learning environment. So that includes lots of things like elders on campus who share their cultural and spiritual ways of knowledge with us. We have Indigenous peer mentoring. We have a Voices series, so where Indigenous scholars come and present to our community, and it's open to the public as well. And we also have a special Indigenous graduation ceremony. We also have travel study opportunities available for students. As we all know, employers are always looking for international experience because it shows that students are adaptable, flexible, willing to try new things. And so some of the opportunities you have, whether it be for a couple of weeks or for a whole semester, for example, our Banfield Marine Science Center. So students would go to Vancouver Island on the west coast of Canada to study marine biology. Or you could go to Belize in South America to study tropical ecology, or maybe you want to study art or history or culture in Italy, France, or Morocco. We also have opportunities for students to do a semester abroad in Germany, Taiwan, Ukraine, Australia, Mexico, lots of different places to go to. And then our wonderful director, Pablo Ortiz, is willing to help students apply for internships like the Alberta Smithsonian, the Washington Center internship. So there's lots of opportunities for students to gain international experience while studying at St. Mary's. We also have student supports available. So our student center is called CLASS, stands for Center for Learning, Access, and Student Success. And they offer services like peer mentoring. So it is offered for free to current students, and the mentors themselves are paid by the university. So if a student did particularly well in a subject, then that could be a job opportunity for them as a peer mentor. Under the direction of one of our English professors, we have writing labs where you're able to draft and edit essays and help with citation, that kind of thing. We also have success strategy seminars. They are 45-minute seminars on various topics like employability 101, how to write your resume and resume editing, how to effectively take notes. So lots of different topics ranging from mental health to academic to career. And lastly, we do have academic accommodations. So if students have a learning disability and they require some extra tools or extra time, extra quiet space in order to be successful in their academic endeavors, then we do have a wonderful coordinator who is willing to sit down with students and listen to their needs and figure out a plan so that they can help students be successful. So that is CLASS. Now I'd like to talk about admissions. So I believe I am presenting to India and the surrounding area. So for that demographic, we are looking for an average of 55% and above in 5 core subjects. So you need to have English and math. And then the other courses, so biology, chemistry, physics, social studies, and a second language, you would need a combination of 3 of those. And then you would need to submit your 10th and 12th transcripts, and students do need to have their IELTS test report form. So I know that IELTS is currently closed. A lot of those testing centers are closed. I will be addressing that concern in a minute. Excuse me. Now for international students, the application deadline for the winter term, so if they would like to start in January, it is October 31st. They can apply online or through Dakshita, and they would pay, sorry, that should be updated. It is a $275 application fee, but for the moment, we are refunding that to students once they have applied because we recognize all the issues going on with pandemic, and of course, financial concerns are a really big thing for everyone right now. For students who do have IELTS, or if they do have a TOEFL test, these are the scores that we require, and this information is also available on our website. Now, if you have a student who has not been able to get a seat for IELTS, we currently are still accepting the Duolingo English test, and this is also for the winter term as well. We will be still accepting this. They need a minimum score of 115, and their results are immediate, and they can send it to us once they receive that. Now for tuition and fees, this is the chart that we have. Again, this is available on our institution's website if you would like to go look for more information. So an annual cost would be approximately $24,000. And if a student is interested in the education program, the annual cost is about $31,000. If you have further questions and you'd like to reach out to me directly, you can always email visitus@stmu.ca. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. I'm going to just exit from the full screen here because I've been seeing some messages pop up and I would like to answer them.
Thank you so much, Kim. Would you
Yes.
like me to facilitate the questions for you, or would you like to go?
That'd be fantastic. I am really struggling to find the chat for some reason.
Okay, so the first question says, how many international students are there at STMU?
That is a really good question. So because we are such a small community, so I'm just trying to open it again. Because we are such a small community, we actually don't have too many international students, and so as a result, it is quite a tight-knit group.
Okay, so we do not have too many international students. However, if I'm not wrong, we've got 1100 student strength at the campus right now. Yeah, so we do have 1100 student strength, and yeah, you guys are there to recruit the international students for STMU. So why not start sending your applications and start sending your students to Alberta and Calgary. Calgary is one of the largest cities in Alberta, and it's your students will get all the amenities, all the facilities, whatever is being required. And as per the location of STMU, we are very near. We're just 10 minutes walk to the Fish Creek Park, and that's one of the largest urban park in Alberta. So location wise, we are at the prime location. The next,
okay, I can see the questions now.
so then you
International students are allowed to enter the Bachelor of Education. They would need to have, their IELTS score is a little bit different. It is more rigorous because you will be teaching. So I believe, let me just pull that slide back up on my PowerPoint here. So for education, they would need, we only accept the TOEFL for the education degree. So this is the score that they would need to achieve in order to be admissible to Bachelor of Education. And again, that is because they are going to be more rigorous as they are going to be teaching. I do know the rest of that question was asking about certification. So once students graduate from the Bachelor of Education, they are recommended for certificates by the Alberta Education, for Alberta Education. And so they can receive their teacher's certificate. I believe it is not permanent yet, it is temporary because you need to achieve a certain number of teaching hours in order for that temporary certificate to become a permanent certificate. How many students are so the post-grad work permit.
The sound is still unclear.
Sorry, I thought I heard a voice. So yes, students can earn a PGWP. You do have to study a minimum of 50% of your degree with us in Canada. I believe that is the rule. And so currently because we have 3-year degrees minimum, hopefully by then students will be able to enter Canada and you're able to start your studies in your current country right now if the travel restrictions are still. So why do students choose this university rather than other universities that have the same or a lower fee structure? That's a really good question. And a lot of that has to do with the community that we build and that close connection that students can build with their professors especially. A lot of student feedback that I've heard, especially if students have transferred from a larger university, is that they feel like a number at a larger university, whereas here they feel like a person. And so, yeah, I think that would be the main reason why people choose this university. I've heard a lot of our faculty say that they still keep in contact with their students, even from the beginning of their degree all the way until their PhD. So it's absolutely wonderful to have that connection with a professor, and many students at larger universities cannot have that kind of relationship. What are the main courses St. Mary is targeting from this? I'm not too sure what that question means. We aren't targeting a specific program, if that's what you're asking. So I'm sorry, Santosh, I wish I could answer that a little bit better. Divya, yes, there are only bachelor courses available. We are an undergraduate program only. We do not offer any master's programs, unfortunately. But also, it's great to note because we don't offer masters, all of our tutorials are also taught by our professors and not teaching assistants.
So, Kim, we've received around 6 to 7 messages on the chat box that the voice is echoing once again. So I believe that maybe logging off and logging in will help.
Yeah. Second.
Yeah. So again, very sorry to you guys. I mean, I know that today it has been a lot of technical problems coming in, but yeah. So Kim has joined once again. It won't take much time for her to join back. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So I unfortunately cannot see the questions anymore. So I think you'll have to ask them, Dakshita. And also we do have our admissions officer, Annie, here. So Annie, if I'm not able to answer the question and if you could please jump in, that would be fantastic.
Okay, so there are other questions as well. I am facilitating those questions for you. So the agents are asking if the distance education is accepted or not. It's known as NIOS.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Distance education.
Distance education, like if they were to study like online or?
If someone from India has done distance learning instead of full-time classes, has done distance learning, is that acceptable or not?
Yeah. So like currently because of COVID, we are offering our classes online. So if they are doing distance learning, then that's possible. But once our restrictions are lifted and our campus has reopened, I believe that they will want to be on campus.
Okay, perfect. Otherwise, you guys can send us your like applicants. You can send us the documents. We'll get it confirmed from Annie. Once Annie and Kim says yes to it, then yeah, we will then process your application. So what are the main courses St. Mary's is targeting from this reason? So I'm so sorry, I did not understand this question. I'm going on to the other question. Are there any bachelor courses available? How about masters? So are there any master courses available? Because ideally we have got 8 programs and all 8 are bachelors, 3/4/2 years. So are there any master courses available, Kim?
Unfortunately, no, we are an undergraduate only institution right now.
Okay. So they can intern as a teacher during the summers if someone goes for bachelor education.
So not during the summers. You do receive practicum though. I believe it is 26 weeks of practicum over the 2 years, and they are in increasing amounts. So your first semester, you would do it, I think it's 3 weeks, then 5 weeks, then 8 weeks, and then I think it's 10 weeks after that. So you do get experience in your program.
Perfect. Is application fee waived off for September 2020 or Jan 2021?
It is currently being waived off for September 2020. And Annie, if you could clarify here, I believe we are also waiving it off for 2021. Can you clarify that for me?
I believe we are. I think sometimes students have to pay the fee and then we refund them when they apply, but I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to clear one thing that everyone is over here, that how we are waiving this off. So once the student reaches the campus, your application fee will be credited back to the student's account. So that is how we're waiving the fees, so you can tell your students about the same.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay. Yeah. So how many years of study gap is accepted? Like, let's say if I completed my grade 12 in 2012 and I am trying to apply right now in 2020 to STMU, will
Right.
that 8 years of gap be accepted?
Yes, yeah, we often get mature students on campus. So there's no worries if someone decided to take a study gap and work for a little bit after their high schooling.
Perfect. So does STMU offer part-time on-campus jobs for international students?
To my knowledge, I know that there are some part-time jobs, but I don't know if they are specific to international students. So that would be, for example, working in our bistro or working in our library. I'm not too sure if it is for both domestic and international. I can find out for you though.
Okay, thank you so much. And then the next question is, how many backlogs are accepted for B.Ed program?
So I'm assuming that's backlogs, do you mean like for waitlist? Is that correct?
Let's say if I am applying for a B.Ed program and in my bachelor's of BCom, maybe I did BA or BCom, I couldn't clear the subjects and I couldn't clear the courses twice or thrice. So I had to take up the courses twice and thrice to cover, to complete my degree. So how many backlogs like this are accepted?
Annie, if you could answer that.
Yes. So we will take the course that you have the highest mark in. However, we also take a look at the student as a whole, and it is up to our selection committee to decide whether or not they would like to accept the student. So I know sometimes taking multiple courses can affect your GPA, and it will show up on your transcript. So it might affect the way that the selection committee looks at the application. So we do look at the student as an overall whole. I know that's not a super clear answer, but I hope that helps a bit.
Yeah, definitely. So send us your application. We'll get it approved from Kim and Annie, and then we'll give you a thumbs up. So there's a question from Philippines. May I ask, is there any chance to waive the IELTS for international students?
So I'm not sure, Dana, if you saw my presentation, but we are currently offering another alternative to IELTS. So if students have the opportunity to take Duolingo, the English test online, it does provide their score immediately, and we need a minimum score of 115.
And the next question, average income paid during part-time jobs, maybe in Calgary, like what's the average income for the student?
Yeah, the average is quite variable because it really does depend on what sector you find your part-time job in, but our minimum wage is $15 an hour, so it is quite livable for a student if they're doing just part-time.
Perfect. So we have answered many questions. One last question. Can Bachelor of Education teachers work as teachers after 1 year, or at least as interns or assistant teachers during the summer in some of the local schools?
Right. So to work as an actual teacher, you would not be able to do that until you complete your program, because after that is when you would receive your certificate. But I have heard of some students, like it wouldn't be through the university, but on their own, they may have found positions where they have worked things very similar to kind of like a school assistant during the summer. But because during the summer, lots of our schools are actually on summer break. So it would be more for organizations that are offering educational programming during the summer.
Okay. So any update on the accommodation, like residence?
That is, sorry, I should have talked about that in my slide, and I will make sure to put that in for the next webinars. Unfortunately, we do not have any dormitories or residences on campus, but we are located with lots of neighborhoods near us, and we are also right off of the train line, as well as accessible by bus. And it's a 5-minute walk to the campus from the train line or the bus. And so we're very, very accessible if students choose to rent somewhere farther as well.
Okay, like Kim, you have told us this before, that you can also tell our attendees that the rent, sorry, the tax is quite low in
Yes.
your area. So
Yes, we have 5% sales tax. In comparison, I believe other provinces have an additional, usually like another 5 to 8% on top of that. And so it's very nice because a lot of people tend to save when they're shopping here. So yeah.
okay, the last question. This is specifically the last question. That any scholarship opportunities for students?
Yeah, we do have scholarship opportunities for students. I don't know if just like when they're first entering, if there's any kind of specific international, I think there might be maybe one. But once they are a student, we do have lots of current student scholarships that they can apply for.
Okay. So we have wrapped up all our questions. Shaina was also there answering the questions, like all the repetitive questions. And I believe that you guys, it was helpful for everyone. I would like to thank Annie and Kim for joining us. It's early morning for you guys, and I do understand that it might have been a little difficult, but thank you so much for joining in. We are going to have our next webinar on 18th of August. And if you've missed anything, please, please join in, tune in for the next webinar. We might come up with few changes. And yeah, thank you once again. Thank you, Annie, and thank you, Kim. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Dakshita and Shaina. We really appreciate these webinars, and thank you to all the agents for also coming. I know that you guys probably have lots of Zoom fatigue, and so we really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Wonderful day.